Welcome to Start Now. This is where there are no jobs. Create your own jobs. Find your own opportunity. Find your own business. There are options. Pat yourself on the back for being here. Give yourself a big smile. This will change your life, your children's life, your family's life, people around you. This will make a big difference. We're just asking you to carve out a few minutes a day. We know you are busy. We know that your life is full, but a few minutes a day can have exponential return in the future. Now, do remember as we jump into this and get started, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Again, a little bit every day, a little bit every time. It's a different mindset. It's not just quick and done in one day. We're doing a little bit here, a little bit there, and using proven principles that work around the world. No matter where you are, you have options to do better, to be better, to make more. That's the goal of this program. So the goal, of course, is to start now. When? Not tomorrow. Right now, today. Again, you're watching the video. Your friends and family are probably doing nothing or watching TV or doing things that aren't things that will improve them in the future. We're starting now. We're going to make this happen. And when I get into the homework and a few other things you should be working on, it's not tomorrow. It is right now. Now, this program is created by Stephen W. Gibson and J. Chancellor Fox at the Academy for Creating Enterprise. We appreciate their help, their support, and changing lives around the world. A little background. At the Academy for Creating Enterprise, our 25 years worth of experience working with thousands of men and women has taught us that knowledge by itself has never and will never be enough to bring a family to achieve self-reliance. An individual can possess unlimited knowledge yet remain in poverty. Time and time again, history has revealed the failure of educational courses that focus exclusively on filling their students with information. This is evident when courses on farming do not produce good farmers, programs for self-development do not produce better people, and lessons on entrepreneurship do not produce good businesses. Well, knowledge is good. More is required. People need to change. Thought patterns, habits, routines, and behaviors must transform. Then and only then can students succeed and the goal of their education can be realized. So open up your minds here. Change is good. We need to develop million-dollar successful habits. And that's the great thing is that success, wealth, whatever you're pursuing, it's an open book test. Remember those open book tests in school? All the answers there, you get to look it up. We know the answers, you just have to start doing it. So I hope you caught that. Change your patterns, habits, and routines and behaviors. Because who you are right now, your habits you have right now, that's what your bank account indicates. That is what you're making. We're going to make some subtle, easy changes to get you on the right track, but open up your brain that change is good. To change your bank account, to change your income, to change your future, good, good, and good. Get that mindset that change is good. Change will make the difference. Thus, Start Now is more than a program for learning. It is a tool to enable change. Each of the 5 START lessons, along with training activities, intended to support this philosophy. As you progress, you will be challenged to change your mindset and modify your behavior such that you will successfully launch an income-generating activity. So we'll call that an IGA, income-generating activity. We will consider it success when our Start Now graduates start real, operable IGA, remember, income-generating activities. Each lesson is a step in that process. Each lesson is an opportunity for you to prepare your family's prosperous futures. Each lesson demands change. So we're going to stretch you a little bit. It's kind of like if you haven't been exercising for a year and you start exercising, it's going to hurt a little bit because you're making a change. But if you keep exercising, it starts to feel good. You start to crave it. It becomes real. You do it every day. So this change we're asking for and that you need and that you want might be like exercising for the first time in a year. Just work through it. Don't resist. And make it happen. Even when we get to the exercises, don't go, oh, that was nice. The exercises are designed to make you successful. It's proven. It's worked around the world. It's your turn. You need to make it happen. Another said it best when he stated, "If we keep on doing what we have always done, we will keep on getting what we have always got." Clearly, it is not until you change what you're doing, ultimately leading you to start an income-generating activity, that you will witness your life improve. Do not forget to start now. Along with acquiring knowledge and changing behavior, you must seize the opportunity in front of you, as exciting as the Start Now course is. It is fruitless unless you truly start now. Without taking action, these lessons will be just as many others. You'll gain knowledge, but fail to secure financial security for your family. It all begins with starting now. So I have to ask you, is it time? Is this your year, the next 12 months? Is it your year? Is it time to make these changes? And if you're like, I hope so, or that would be nice, or we'll see, it's not your time. It's not your year. You have to have that burning desire in your heart that it's time. This is your year. You're going to make it happen. You're going to take the steps. You're going to follow the open book tests to make this happen for you. We expect you to discover your vision, to understand your motivation for seeking change. Our Start Now classes can look to this previous student as an example when he said, "My dream is not to die in poverty, but to have poverty die in me." We hope you have a similar desire. Our desire is that you will truly start now on your path to prosperity. You're here. You're following your heart. It's telling you to do this. Don't listen to Aunt Edna. You know what Aunt Edna is? Every family has one. You sit next to her at a family gathering. Don't even talk to her. She sucks the life out of you, right? Or there's Uncle Fred that everything you try, everything you want to do is dumb, stupid, weird, strange. Hey, listen to your heart. Every successful person has had a list of people that told them they couldn't do it. The list of reasons why they couldn't do it. Don't give up on those dreams. Follow your heart. It doesn't matter what your family and friends say. You're going to make this happen. When they say something negative, just think, no, I've got this. I'm going to make this happen. It's like Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft. You've heard the name, billionaire. A lot of people don't know that he went to Harvard. He was at Harvard University when computers started showing their faces. They were out there, and he's like, this is the next thing. I got to be doing this. And he wanted to quit Harvard. And of course, he calls his family and friends, what should I do? Oh, stay there. Talks to a guidance counselor. What are you, crazy? What are you, dumb? You need to do something more secure. And of course, he quit, and the rest is history. So do not be afraid to follow your heart. Do not listen to all the negative people around you. You know you're on the right track. So let me introduce this. Start Now to Trade. This is lesson 1. Some of the main concepts is learning to trade. Trading, negotiating, selling is a necessary activity in all businesses. Again, whether you're trading, selling, negotiating, swapping, whatever you want to call it, this is what you have to do in business. Even trading money for a product or service is a trade. Trading mangoes for apples is a trade. These are things we're going to learn to do. Then, of course, leave that comfort zone that's holding you back, that's got you tied down. The comfort zone is the behaviors, places, people, activities, and situations we're accustomed to. If you stay in your comfort zone, again, we're going to stretch you here. Nothing's going to change because that's where it's warm and it's friendly and everyone's nice to you and there's no conflict and it takes less time. It's all in your comfort zone. And then grow the comfort zone. It's only by continually leaving our comfort zone that we can become used to doing hard things. So it's easy to do hard things. Let me explain. Easy is something you can do. Everything we're going to talk about, something you can do. It's easy when you decide that you could do it. Even though it's hard, it's just deciding you're going to make it happen. And I guarantee you other people around you that aren't that smart, aren't that talented, are successful because they've left their comfort zone. They're following this system. Because you've probably met a neighbor or a friend or a coworker before. They weren't that smart. Maybe they were running a business, or next to you, they got the promotion, or even worse, they're making more money than you. If you're looking around people around you that are making more money than you, they're not smarter. They just took action and they made it happen and they left their comfort zone. So our objective, students will leave their comfort zones and begin to trade, enabling them to start an income-generating activity. Remember the IGA. That can grow into a business. So some of the things we're going to do during these lessons is we're going to talk about the parable of the talents to learn how to trade. Learn how the comfort zone can keep us from both personal and business success. and understand how we can expand our comfort zone by risking to leave it more frequently. So as we introduce this, you got to start brainstorming, thinking about starting an income generating activity. What can you do to provide for yourself? So your job, part of your homework, is to brainstorm potential income generating activities that you're already doing, that you're good at, that you like, that you want to start, that you want to learn more about. Start brainstorming some of these, and then identify what you want to trade and who you want to trade that with, your customers. And you're going to do this as what we call a trading activity. So big picture here, there are 4 sessions with multiple classes. Our goal here is to start small and think big. As you start this trading, think about your IGA, your income generating activity. You're going to start writing a plan to start small and think big. So we're going to start small. Remember, not a sprint, it's a marathon. And put your plan into action for 30 days and record your progress. And share results with another member, the person you're working with, a member of your family, a neighbor that has the same mindset of you. Again, not Edna or Uncle Fred, but people have the same mindset that you do. Having an accountability partner is one of the main things, the most important things to stay on track, to stay motivated, and to achieve your goals. Then we're going to get into 3 SMART goals for your business. We're going to talk about SMART goals. We're going to talk about how to do that. Put your goals into action for 30 days and record your progress, and share results with another member. So a couple key components here. Goals work when they're done the right way. We're going to teach you how to do that. They give you a target. They give you an objective. They give you something to shoot towards. Think about the happiest time in your life. You're pursuing a worthwhile, exciting goal. It motivates you. It inspires you. You know where you need to go. And then you kind of back up and say, okay, there's my goal in 30 days. That means I need to talk to 2 people a day, 3 people a day, 10 people a day. That means I need to do, and you fill in the blank. The second one, put your goals into action. And I would say put them into writing too. Putting into action so you're recording your progress. You have to record your progress so we know where you're at, where you're going. Did you make those 2 phone calls a day? Oh, you missed one yesterday? That means 3 a day. There's no forgiveness here. You want to be successful. But recording your progress is important. Then you can see where you were. And it's inspiring and helpful, motivating to you to know that if you're having a bad day, you could look at your progress and say, hey, wait a minute, I've made some progress. I'm doing pretty good. Even though today's a bad day, overall, throughout those 30 days, I've done pretty well. And then there's accountability again. Share the results with another member, another person, another family member. That accountability is very important. And then we're going to have you start this income generating activity, this IGA. You're going to hear that word quite a bit. So we're going to come up with an income generating activity plan. Look at your break-even point. No matter what you do as a product or service, what you're trading, what you're doing, you have to see, is it 3 a day, 10 a day, 5 a day, 1 a month? Again, depending what you're doing, you have to decide, you have to see, you have to calculate, okay, where am I breaking even? And then eventually we're going to have you register your income generating activity or your future business in the Academy portal. Now you can just take notes here, do this on your own. We'll also provide these worksheets. Do it on your phone, print it out, however you want to do it. This is up to you. You can do it on your computer. This is personal tracking. We're keeping the score. I've seen too many games, for example, baseball games, where they're just kids, they're playing, they're supposed to be having fun, and the parents say, oh, you're not allowed to keep score. Everybody's a winner. That just hurts my heart. Number 1, the kids are keeping score. They want to know who's winning. Number 2, learning to lose is more important than learning to win, but we have to keep the score. That's what this personal tracking does. So start writing down my small and simple goal. And start now. What is your goal? What is your real reason for being here, to taking the time to be with us? What is your main goal? And then how much you making right now? What is your salary? What is your income right now? And then after taking this in 30 days, where do you want to be? What is your increase? You might want to start thinking about, what do you want to be an increase in 12 months? Start thinking so we can reverse engineer it and you can see what you need to be doing every day to achieve those goals. Then we get into this activity. Now you can do this with a partner, you can do this with a friend, you can do it on your own. There's no excuses here. A trading activity. So you can have teams if you want, you can just go solo, but it needs to be done. Here's the goal. As you or your team will participate in an income generating activity, IGA, where you'll exchange something of value for something else of greater value. Your team leader has given you an object. Now, on this, if you're working with a team, have an object ready to go, or do you just choose anything around the house, that thing you want to get rid of? Doesn't matter where you start. You have this thing. It could start with a paper clip. It could start with a pencil, a pen, a picture off your wall, something from your hobby, whatever it is. It could even be a service. Help them with their taxes, coach their kids in soccer, watch their children, fruit off your tree. Doesn't matter where you start. So as a group, you could all have the same object, or if you're doing this on your own, just find something. And your goal is to trade that object for something of greater value, and then trade that object for something of greater value, and continue. Now, I would do this over the next week. You could do it the next 2.5 hours if you want, if you're having a contest with the people that you know. But your goal is to generate as much income as possible within the time limit. And we'll ask you down the road what you did, what you traded, how much time you spent. We want to know that. So it's pretty simple. You either give it something or you find something. It could be a book. It could be anything. It could be your children. All right, I'm kidding on that one. But it could be anything that you have that has a certain amount of value that you can trade for something else. Well, they say one man's junk is another man's treasure, and that's true in this situation. So here are the instructions. You have your object. Let's say it's a book. You don't need any more that you don't want. You trade that book, that object, for another object of greater value. You talk to people and say, I've got this book. What do you have to trade for it? Maybe they have a old vase that they don't want that's worth more money, so they give you the vase. And then you go to another person and say, hey, what do you have to trade? Maybe they have an old CD player, they trade for the vase. And then you take that. You see what we're doing here? So after each member of the group has made at least one exchange, you can trade the object for money and buy and sell other objects. That's if you're working with the team. But your goal is to keep track of your transactions. If you're going to your neighbors doing it one-on-one, keep track. You could do it, give yourself a time limit. Is it 2.5 hours if you're working with a group? Maybe you want to take a week and talk to 3 or 4 people a day. At the end of the class, end of the week, you keep trading and make a goal of how much income you want to generate each day, how much progress you want to make. You could estimate what everything's worth. You can look it up online if you want and report that goal and your actual income when you're asked, when you're emailed, depending on how you're doing this. So just open up. This is going to help you overcome some of your fears. I mean, right? Some people are going to reject you, but just start asking people. You'd be amazed what they have, what they don't want. They might have an old bike they want to get rid of that you could trade for that CD player. And then you could take that bike and you could trade it for maybe even a better bike. Here are the rules. Do not make any exchanges among members of your team, members of other teams, or friends and family. Right? This is getting you used to talking to people you don't know, bartering, trading, negotiating. Do not use your own money during any part of this activity. This is just you learning how to tell people about your object and getting them to trade. Pretty simple. Have a goal of each day. You're going to talk to 3 people, 5 people. Some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? Ask and ask and ask. And I guarantee the people that do the best, that win this, have talked to more people, have asked more people. It's not the skills. It's not your ability to barter or sell or negotiate, because you're going to fine-tune those throughout these courses and while you do this. So try to exchange with people you don't know. Don't use any of your own money, and keep track. You can make up your own form, use the forms we provide. This is what you're trading or selling. This is what you receive, date, time, and the person's name if you have it. You can say man with the hat if you want. If you don't want to ask for their name, that's fine too. But just kind of a little description so it reminds you later who you traded with. So your homework. Yes, your homework. You'll be working on this. Trading something you have. Keep trading it up as high as you can. Give yourself a time limit, and the goal is how much you want it to be worth. You're keeping track of that. And hopefully it's something that's going to be part of your income generating activity if you can. If not, think about what is that income generating activity you want to do? What is that business that you want to start, that you want to grow, that you want to work with? What can you do? Brainstorm 3 or 4. Look around. What excites you? What are you good at? What are you passionate about? What's hot in the marketplace? What doesn't the marketplace have right now that you can fill a need, solve a problem? We talking a lot about that. Great business owners solve problems. And that's part of being successful, or all of the above. You're passionate, you're excited, it's growing, there's a niche, you're solving a problem. Brainstorm. Brainstorm 10 if you can. Brainstorm 20 and start whittling it down. Start crossing them off until you find the one that's you. Everyone's different here. Everyone's going to find something else, and that is a great thing. So this is almost like pick your favorite sport. Football, baseball, let's go with football. We're going to provide the ball. We're going to provide the plays. We're going to provide the rules. We're going to do. We're going to help you train. We're going to get you exercises. But when you get on that field, you've got to kick the ball. You've got to throw the ball. When we're cheering for you and we're rooting for you, you got to do this. You've still got to participate and do everything. We can't do everything for you. We can do a lot of it. We can help you out. We can fill your brain with knowledge, but you have to be motivated, willing to make those changes, and realize that this is your year. So let's finish it up. You have your homework, identifying your IGA, your business, and doing this trading activity over the next week, or if you're on a team, the next couple of hours, and see what you can do. I don't know why it's always donkeys. There's quite a few donkey stories, but follow me on this one because this is so important at this stage where you're at. Because when you tell your family and friends what you're doing, they might spit on your dreams. They might pull you down. They might suck the life out of you. They might say something negative, or they probably will. But realize they've given up on their goals or dreams or aspirations. When they see that spark in your eye, that excitement that you're going after something they've always wanted, either consciously or subconsciously, they're going to pull you down. Just saying, that's how it is. So this young married couple, right, they bought this farm, had a son. The son was growing. The son was helping out with the farm, and they didn't have a lot of money. They were broke, barely making it, but they did save just enough to buy a donkey, which is going to help them make more money. It's a good investment for a farm. And they treated this donkey like family, the way they fed it, the way they groomed it. And one Saturday, the farmer and his son decided to take this donkey into town, kind of, help out with the materials they were bringing back, but also kind of show off, right? They were pretty excited about this. So they got it ready, groomed it, fed it. The loving father put his son on the donkey, started pulling the donkey into town. The first neighbor says, "What a bad son making his father walk. This son has more energy than the dad. What a bad son." And they heard this. They kind of panicked. And so the dad got on and the son walked next to it. And the next neighbor says, "What a lazy father. What a bad dad making his young son walk when there's a donkey that the son could ride." And they're like, "Oh, geez." And so they both got on. And the next neighbor says, "Hello, animal cruelty. That's too much weight for a donkey. Why are you being so mean? Why do you hate your donkey?" They're like, "Oh, man." So they both got off, just walked next to it. And the next neighbor says, "Hello, you got a donkey. Why doesn't one of you ride it?" They were so perplexed. They chopped down a small tree and they tied the donkey upside down by its feet and tried to carry it into town. And it didn't like that. It wiggled, it squirmed, actually fell off over the railing on the bridge into the water. That never ends well. The reason I tell you this is that there's someone that's going to have their opinion, their thought, something negative, what you should do, and you make sure the people you listen to know what they're talking about, have a proven track record, not Aunt Edna, not Uncle Frank. They're going to say things just to say things. They're going to be mean just to be mean. This is your year. This is your time. We are cheering for you. Pat yourself on the back for being here. Do the homework. Become a better person. Learn how to make more money and go out and make the world a better place. Hello and welcome